Hey, come here, come here, come here. Let's have a crispy skinned salmon with sweet potato puree and a nice bell pepper relish. Let's get it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do in order to get our dish going is we need to cut up some sweet potatoes. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take some of my bell peppers. I'm going to take my bell peppers and I'm just going to cut off the top. And then I'm going to cut off the bottom. And then I'm going to slice my bell pepper just like that. I'm going to pull that back a little. And I'm going to run my knife across my bell pepper. And as I'm running my knife across my bell pepper, it is going to unroll and the seeds are going to come right out. Then there I have all of my seeds there. I'm going to keep these. Then I'm just going to take my bell pepper. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put my fingers back. Now let's get an onion and do the same thing. We're going to take our onion and just peel back that first layer of skin. And we'll do interest. Alright, so we have our pot on. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of broth. We're going to put that into a nice hot pot. And then I'm going to take my cubes of sweet potatoes and I'm going to add those right in. You want to let these cook until they get nice and soft. All right. Oh yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these out and I'm going to put them right into a bowl. Then I'm going to take the same exact pan. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to it. I'm going to take my onions and I'm going to put those in there, and I'm going to saute those down a little. While the onions are sauteing, I'm going to take a little bit of butter, I'm going to put that into my potatoes, and because we are using this with our salmon, I'm going to use my Swimming Things Culinary Icon Gourmet Spice Blend. I'm just going to add that right in. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a nice puree on my sweet potatoes. Give them a little taste. Oh, perfect. Adjust for seasoning if need be. Now once my onions are nice and caramelized, I'm going to take my bell peppers and I'm going to add those in and let them cook down as well. So after I take my onions out, I use the same exact pan, add in a little bit of oil. I take my salmon, nice fillet, and I lay it down into my pan and I push down just to get a nice connection with the pan and the skin, and then I let it sit there until there's a line that goes up the side of my salmon. When that line goes halfway up the side of my salmon, then I'm gonna flip it over. All right, so as we look at our fish, we look at it and we can see clearly that line up the side. Once it gets halfway up, we are just gonna take our fish and we're gonna flip it over. Oh. And you see that skin? That skin, nice and crisp. Take that off, and you can see it's perfectly done. Then I'm going to take some oil, and I'm just going to add that into my pan. I want it to get nice and hot. What I've done with some of my sweet potatoes is I cut them into little strips. I'm just going to drop them into the oil and let them crisp up for a nice garnish. Alrighty, let's plate this super delicious dish. Let's make it sexy. First, we have our nice sweet potato puree, and I'm gonna drag that across the plate. Then, I'm gonna take my salmon and I'm going to place that this way. I'm going to take my bell pepper relish, and I'm going to put a good amount of that right on top. And then for the finishing touch, I'm going to take some of my nice crispy sweet potato crisps and put those right on top. And there it is. We have a pan-seared salmon with sweet potato puree, a nice bell pepper relish, and some nice sweet potato crisps on top. Enjoy.